Morning traders, today is 8/18/2022, and here's the top 4 stocks we're watching on our list today. As we said yesterday, BA, we're getting lucky. It's opening right by the 10-day SMA, so I think this will be a good play. That is our pivot to the downside. Our first move, this is the pre-market low, so 61.13, not a big area, but it will break this trend line. S1 will be looking for 166.09. S2 we got a gap fill, a little longer term because this is a 5-minute chart, 165.32. S3 164.56, and then final destination, if it continues down, 163.05, the 21 EMA. Break and hold of the upside of the 10. This is our pre-market high. Be looking for 169.85. That's the start of the gap. 170.47. And then the gap fill 172.08. Look in the Discord, it tells you which options to use. You know equity is the preferred choice, especially late in the week. All right, Johnny Apple, we got another one here. Our pivot today on Johnny Apple is coming 173.86. So we're looking at that 161 fib, right around where it's going to open. Same thing. Here's your Globex highs, Globex lows, or whatever you want to call it. Pre-market, aftermarket. 175.29 should hit pretty easily, and then 176.15 if it is an upside play. Apple is very extended based off this monster move. To the downside, I really think we'll hit that 171.83, then 170.60. Watch those levels. Make sure it confirms and breaks that level. 170 puts for next week were pretty big buys. So look at those for next week. Again, equity, same thing. Use your risk reward calculator to make sure you're in check. Next one, my fan favorite. Good old Visa, set up on the squeeze, set up on multiple different areas. 215.80 is our pivot. That's really just the extended hours high. So we want to watch that because it got rejected there hard. Above that, I wouldn't worry that much about the 216.18. I'd look for the gap fill, 217.12. Then we have to watch for 217.61, just yesterday's high, and 218.62. To the downside, 213.55 is our 10-day SMA. We're also going to run into a little trend line here, so we'd want to see a break of that to get further downside. 212.75, and you guys know what's next, the 21 EMA at 211.81. And the 200-day at 210.65. This one should move today also. This one has a pretty wide range, and it's got another squeeze setup. And last but not least, for today, Nvida. This one has great range. The chips have been rocking and rolling all over the place, so you definitely want to keep an eye on Nvidia. It'll definitely give you a decent amount of points. Of course, it's going to be more expensive if you're playing the options. Our pivot's that 183.74. Kind of same setup as BA, so I do like this one because I love when it's sitting on a 10-day SMA. To the upside, I gave you a lot of targets because it seems to have a lot of pauses and decision making. 184.81, 185.85. After that, you got the 100-day, so I think it'll break right past the start of this gap and get to that 100-day. 187.62. If it slices through that like butter, 188.72. Really the upside target, if it just keeps going and it's a rock and roll chip day, I'd look for 190.80. So that's what you're looking for on a real good push with volume on Nvidia and follow through. Downside, we got the monthly top, comes in at 182.44. You got to keep an eye on that important level. That's also going to intersect with our trend line. 181.60, that breaks. 179.36, 178.07. 176.92, and I do think if this really breaks down, you're going to see the 175. They were all over the place with option buying for Nvidia next week. Any of these names I listed, you can always play the lottos, but you know the risk in lottos. It is Thursday. It is OPEX weeks. I do expect a bunch of chop coming in either 12 to 2:30, maybe 11 till 2:30. You know how they do it. Market makers got to feed themselves. All right, guys, have a good day, and I'll be posting all the pivot levels for the major indices shortly.